Good Sunday morning, Arizona. You're watching 12 News Today in AZ. I'm Justin Pizzera. Well, a deal is done. Governor Katie Hobbs and Republican lawmakers coming to an agreement on a new state budget, what it includes and what you may be shocked to see left out. Plus, summer is almost here and temperatures, they are starting to really heat up around here. A new tool is offering life-saving help to ensure you and your family stay safe. And we're taking you to the East Valley, where local chefs' croissants and other French-style desserts are drawing massive crowds. But first, here's a look at your weather impact forecast for your Sunday. Here's meteorologist Chris Dunn.
Good morning and welcome to Sunday. Boy, Saturday we had some pretty interesting weather. 110 for the very first time of the year in Phoenix, and we have more 110-degree days on the way coming up in the forecast, including today. Later on this morning into the early afternoon hours, we'll pop above 100 before it even gets to noontime. 103 at noon, and I'm going for 110 again in the afternoon. So we're going to do it again. 110, 109, 110. These are the forecast highs. By the way, the average date of our first 110 of the year is June 11th. So it's just about right on schedule. This is a little bit higher than average. Our average high is 104 to 105. But across the valley, we'll be pretty close to 110 if you don't reach it. 109 in Avondale, a good year. 106 in Mesa, Chandler and Gilbert at 107. Here are the forecast highs across the state. My goodness, look at Lake Havasu City, 112 degrees. There will be some storms firing up over the high country. Flagstaff at 80. We'll check that out coming up a little bit later on.
Well, after weeks of disagreeing, Arizona lawmakers, they have finally compromised on a massive state budget deal. That proposal worth more than $18 billion. Each chamber and the governor saying they're actually happy with this outcome. Our David Chazanoff joining us live here in studio this morning with more on what the state budget plan actually does look like. Because, David, there had been a lot of points of contention in this plan that either didn't seem like they would budge on, but I guess they did.
Yeah, Allison, there really have been some points of contention. So both parties compromised on a plan worth $400 million more than what Republicans initially offered. Senate Majority Leader John Kavanaugh says this proposal makes tax cuts a priority.
And it'll also be an economic stimulus. But we also took care of other areas: public safety, corrections, child welfare, rural hospitals. We didn't have massive amounts for a lot of the needs because revenue is not that forthcoming. But overall, I think it's a win for everybody.
For those big tax breaks, the state budget proposal says almost every state agency will have to cut their budget by 2.5%. Public safety would get a pass from those cuts, and correctional officers, we're told, would even see a 4% pay bump. Big tech would also take a hit if this proposal is finalized, as it says there would be a 3-year pause on new tax breaks for data centers, though construction projects can continue. To protect communities across Arizona, millions of dollars would be spent on fighting wildfires and keeping rural hospitals open. Public schools, though, would be missing out. Lawmakers dropped a plan that would have given them $300 million. Along with that, the state's controversial private school voucher program would stay exactly the same. Regardless, House Minority Leader Oscar De Los Santos says he's happy both sides agreed on this budget proposal.
In May, House Republicans tried to pass a budget that would have kicked off 40,000 Arizonans from health care. Today, Democrats save health care for those 40,000.
Now, even though the state budget proposal is worth $400 million less than what Governor Hobbs wanted, she likes this legislation. Hobbs says here this budget puts money back in the pockets of Arizona families, improves safety, and protects the everyday services that people rely on. Budget hearings are scheduled to happen this morning, and final votes on the proposal are set to take place tomorrow. But if there are no surprises, this legislative session could end this Friday. So I guess we'll see, Allison. We're in studio, David Chazanoff, 12 News, today in AZ.
Yeah, very true. We're going to be on the lookout. David, thank you so much. High school is where friendships are formed and those lifelong memories are made. So what happens then when your classroom exists on a computer screen?
Well, as Arizona schools continue to look for ways to meet students' diverse needs, Arizona Virtual Academy, they're showing that an online education doesn't have to mean learning alone.
Yeah, Noelani Graf has this morning's education impact.
The excitement of graduation day, pretty typical for a high school commencement, except many of these students are meeting some of their classmates face to face for the very first time.
My friends that I've known for 3 or 4 years now, I got to meet in person for the first time, and I saw her and I immediately just walked right up to her and gave her a hug.
Arizona Virtual Academy and Insight Academy of Arizona serve nearly 7,000 students across the state through online learning. Naturally, we did the interviews the same way. Executive Director Forrest Smith says the student body is as diverse as Arizona itself. For some, it's a chance to move faster academically. For others, it's a fresh start after struggling in a traditional school setting.
They have some incident or event or something that happens that makes them consider the online school. And we try to do our darndest to create an environment in which they have a personalized experience.
For Victoria Schaefer, her nearest school option experienced lockdowns. The next closest so overcrowded she heard students couldn't move through the hallways. She says the virtual model opened doors that wouldn't have been available otherwise. And it paid off, graduating as the valedictorian.
I was able to complete 2 pathways in my 4 years at AZVA. And so for me, they want to let you do that in public schools.
Her classmates' stories are just as varied. Some live in rural communities. Some don't have a permanent address. Others help run family farms. This helps them fit school around their lives instead of choosing one over the other.
Have class, go check on the animals. Go to class, check on the animals. And it's a much better environment that way.
Despite the distance, students still find connection. With their teachers, it's the comfort of asking questions in private messages or getting to request virtual help labs.
I think that's probably one of the greatest parts, that our teachers, they have more time for us.
And connecting through clubs, regional engineering competitions for Victoria, career pathways, national leadership conventions. The friendships feel as real as any formed across a cafeteria table. Maybe more so.
You don't get to form these bonds in in-person school because the people that you're there with live in the same city or like the neighboring city, but we live all over the state.
And for these graduates, those shared experiences became very real the moment they crossed the stage together.
That was our Noelani Graff reporting. So Victoria is going to ASU. Her goal is Mars exploration. Another high school rite of passage they don't skip is prom.
Right.
Nearly 400 students did attend this year, organized by their student government.
Administrators say it took no time for everyone to warm up and the dance floor was poppin'. Their words.
Finding a cooling center, hydration station, that is critical. So we are talking this morning about a free tool. It's called Just Ask Mia. It is helping people quickly connect with heat relief resources, food assistance, really anything that people need. So we have Stephen here with Valley Leadership talking to us about this really critical tool. So tell us, what is Ask Mia here?
Great question. It's a resource chatbot. There are plenty of people across the state of Arizona who are in need. They need basic resources, like you said, food, work clothing, access to hydration stations when it's hot. We found a way to gather these resources and provide them to people on the internet. Everybody's got a phone, everybody's on the internet all the time. Let's give them a way to get these things whenever they need.
And so when I go to this, what am I going to type in? Is it basically kind of a conversation with Mia here?
Yeah, absolutely. It's a quick, we call it a guided conversation. You can chat with the chatbot in English or in Spanish, and then it'll ask you a couple of questions. What are you looking for? Food, clothing, heat relief assistance. And from there, all that we really need is a zip code. It's an anonymous resource. We don't ask much from people. They can tell us as much or as little as they'd like. After you put in your zip code, the resources closest to you will be served up. And if that isn't good enough, you can put in an actual address, whether it's your kid's school or where you work or it's your home address. All of that is great. We want to be able to get you what you need as quickly as possible.
Is this just for Phoenix or is this valley-wide?
This is across the entire state.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we have been working hard over the past couple of years to build out the resources throughout Arizona.
And so why, I guess, is this something that was needed? Is it, kind of replacing the human element, because there's so many people that do need help, and people, I mean, these organizations, a lot of them are just flooded with people that need help.
That's a great question. We don't think it's replacing the human aspect. We think it's augmenting it. Yeah. These people that are actually giving resources to the individuals in need are swamped. And so we've found a tool that can take a little bit off of their plate, but still get people resources. It's available 24/7. It's on our website. It's on our partners' websites. People can text with it. Really, we just wanted to find more technology to get these resources in people's hands.
And this is anonymous as well. Why was that important?
One of the pieces of feedback that we've got from people is that they don't want any sort of stigma attached to it. Sometimes people have a hard time asking for help. Yeah. I get it. I'm the same way. And so we wanted to make sure that we took that stigma out of the equation and that they could get what they need.
How is this different from if somebody does call 211, because that's an option as well for people?
Absolutely. A little bit different from 211, slightly different set of resources. 211 is a foundational partner in building out Just Ask Mia. We love them. They do great work. We just have more the technology approach. Somebody can go on the website, our website, and chat with the bot, or they can text it. If they need more of that like human interaction, deep experience, they can call 211 or work with a crisis navigator.
What's the need out there? Are you guys seeing more and more people reaching out every year or using this Mia every year?
Absolutely, we really are. The growth has been great. We started pretty small and we've expanded over the past 2 years. We saw a substantial bump in early November when food assistance was cut. A lot of people were reaching out to get more food boxes, soup kitchens, the resources that they needed. So unfortunately, we've seen growth, but the thing that I and the team at Valley Leadership take away is that we're getting the people the help that they need.
We're seeing here just kind of, it's scrolling across like what the conversation looks like. So when we talk about resources, what if I need something, what is Mia going to help me? We talk about heat, finding a cooling station. What are some of the other things that she can help with?
Absolutely. Heat's a big one. A couple of parts of heat. If you need a place to cool off, we'll direct you. If it's a library, it's the public pools, it's other organizations that have a place that you can come and sit. If you need some place to get some hydration, water bottles, we'll tell you about that. We can direct you to food boxes or a food pantry. If you're looking for hot meals, we can do that as well. And also clothing items. If you need clothes for a job interview, or if your kids need school clothes, or just clothes in general, we can direct you to areas like that. And we're always growing. We're always looking for more resources to include because we know people need a lot of things, and we're here to help.
And it's Just Ask Mia, right? You
Correct.
can kind of see it right there on the bottom, .org, and that's going to connect you right there to all of those resources.
Yep, that's right.
Stephen, thank you so much.
Thank you, Justin.
I hope that it's going to help somebody out there. And again, that's anonymous and it's free.
That's right.
Okay, there you go.
Now time for another check of our 12 News weather impact forecast on this Sunday. Over the next few days, temperatures will be high. Afternoon highs in the valley right around 110 all the way through Wednesday. If we don't get to 110, we will be mighty close, within a degree or two. So the bottom line is hot. Yes, 110 is kind of our threshold of calling it HOT hot. Hydrate and know your limitations. Don't end up like that guy. We don't have any heat warnings in effect, because it's above average, but not extremely above average. And this is dangerous heat for some, but not for a large portion of the community. So 110, 109, 110, it puts us 5 to 6 degrees above average for this time of the year. And then as we get later in the week, we drop to just a degree above average on Thursday with a high of 106 degrees. So it might be a good time to check out the pool or dip your toe in the water. 105 at 1, 3 o'clock in the afternoon, 108 degrees. There will be some storms firing up once again, mainly across the high country, Flagstaff area, Williams, Grand Canyon, and along Interstate 40, and then down to the south along the Mogollon Rim. With some of those storms, we'll have some outflow boundaries, localized gustiness. An outside chance we might pick up a little bit of gustiness late in the evening for the Phoenix area as some of these outflows, these storms build up and then they kick out these outflows, because what goes up must come down, right? So this is through Monday afternoon, another round of some mainly high country storms in southeastern Arizona, and just an outside chance of maybe some of these colliding outflow boundaries. I think this is what this model is trying to pick up on along Interstate 8 between Casa Grande and Gila Bend. That's on Monday afternoon into Monday evening. But then we have a push of some drier air coming in for the west, and that's effectively going to shut things off for Tuesday through the rest of the week. So what we get in the next 3 days, that's pretty much going to be it, and pretty much contained to the high country in southeastern Arizona. As we advance it ahead to the next 5 days, no change. So for the next 3 days, that is the entire precipitation potential around here. 110 in Phoenix, 80 in Flagstaff, 91 Sedona, and you see the little thunderstorm symbols up here. Again, high country storms possible. 98 in Globe, Lake Havasu City at 112 degrees. And yes, the monsoon officially begins on June 15th. That is tomorrow. And you can track every storm every step of the way with our live radar here on the 12 News app for your TV. You can stream it now, and if you don't have the app on your TV or on your phone, scan the QR code there on your screen. A little bump up in the moisture for later in the month, the 21st through the 27th. And we will keep the heat. There's a probability of above average temperatures. Not that temperatures will be above average, but we're leaning towards above average heat all across Arizona, especially towards the end of the month of June. Here's the Flagstaff 7-day forecast. 30% probability of some thunderstorms on this Sunday, and then we pop up to 86 for a hot high on Tuesday. Your Valley's 7-day forecast includes that 110 we'll see today, 109 on Monday, 110 again on Tuesday, and then we come back down off of those highs, 106 Thursday, Friday, and Saturday.
So here in the desert, we know that water is a lifeline during our hottest months, and there's no greater need than for those experiencing homelessness. And that's why neighbors like Loisteen Walker and Karen Duane collect water bottles to give every year. And their message is simple. It's that the small acts add up to a big impact. Lois and Karen make for one dynamic duo in their Goodyear neighborhood. They share a mission of connection and community that started 6 years ago.
We decided that we were going to have a get to know your neighbor outside at the time, and that's what we did. And from that grew, what can we do to help the community? And that's when we started the water drive. With about 100 homes in their neighborhood, the math added up quickly. And I said, if everybody gives a case of water, that's 100 cases. So through email chains, Facebook posts, and morning walk chats, she and Karen mobilize and inspire everyone to get involved.
And it was interesting in seeing how many people were very willing to give.
They've done the drive for several years and donate the cases to the Phoenix Rescue Mission for their Code Red Summer Water Drive. And the need has only gone up. The Phoenix Rescue Mission gave out more than 1 million bottles of water in 2025. In 2026, they're hoping to raise 2 million bottles to give out. And even if you don't have neighbors like Lois and Karen to push you, their message is still the same. Find a way to step up and pitch in.
We all have busy lives, but I think you do have to just figure out and make the time. Take the time to think about what would happen if you were in the place of a person who couldn't help themselves. How can you help your brother or your sister?
Reporting in Goodyear, Allison Rodriguez, 12 News. Yeah, I mean, you know, it's just everyone who just decides to pick up and do something small, whether it's you're collecting clothes, even for yourself, but if you do it for your neighborhood, I mean, you're adding up to something big.
It's a definition of community, right? You're doing that with your neighbor. Come on.
And there's such a great community as well. And so, by the way, the Phoenix Rescue Mission, they're still collecting. We've talked about their Code Red campaign here just yesterday morning. And so other organizations like St. Vincent de Paul, some cities are collecting water as well. So you do have some options on where you can help out. And if you'd like to learn more about Code Red, you can visit phoenixrescuemission.org. So as our country does celebrate 250 years, we want to celebrate the everyday Americans like Lois and Karen, whose service, their generosity, and their resilience strengthen our communities. If you know somebody who's making a difference, nominate them by scanning that QR code on your screen, or you can always email us if that's easier. Email us at connect@12news.com. Well, a Gilbert man who left Arizona to train with the world's best chefs is now back here in the Valley, bringing his passion for French pastries to his hometown. They are so good that people are willing to wait in line for hours just to try them. 12 News journalist Tori King, she is live this morning to talk with Chef Will Porter about this new foodie destination. I mean, no shortage of customers out there.
Absolutely no shortage of customers. Take a look at this line right here. I mean, these people have been waiting in line for several hours because it is so worth the wait. My goodness. And look who we have right here. Chef Will Porter, thank you so much for joining us. He's been running around all day, guys, because he's actually working, and he's so kind for letting us come here. Thank you so much for being here. Something I didn't get to ask you last hour, where did you get the name?
Sablé. So sablé is a super classic menu item for any boulangerie in France. So typically it's a cookie, a really old cookie, kind of like a sugar cookie, but it's a crunchy. So sablé, it references that heritage, that sort of ancient menu. But if you remove the accent mark from the E in sablé, it becomes something else. It's sable. Sable in French, it means sand. So we decided this would be a fitting name because the project is a French bakery in the desert, so it's kind of the perfect union of those ideas. And it also kind of is an homage to the design. We're more like Mediterranean and deserty in our style and our design, so that was the idea behind the name. Yeah.
Well, there you go. And everything, this is a labor of love, of course. And you have a very short menu, but it is intentional. Why is that? Tell me about some of the things you got on the menu.
Well, on the menu right now is something you would find in any pastry shop in France or in Paris. So we have croissant, we have chocolate croissant or pain au chocolat. We have something called a pain suisse, which is a double laminated croissant with pastry cream and chocolate chips inside. We have a French flan, a vanilla flan. And then we have our fresh fruit tarts for summer. We have strawberry, raspberry, and blackberry. And then, am I missing something? The chocolate chip cookie. Of course. How could we forget?
Miss the cookie. Yeah. Come on now. And the big question, right? Croissant. How do you say it right? How do you say this properly?
Croissant.
Croissant. And is that what we're trying today? We've got a little taste test. Yeah. We're trying something different. What is it?
What we have in the sleeve is a pain suisse. So like I mentioned, this is a double laminated pastry. Sorry, I can't ignore the fact that he took an ugly one and now it's on TV. Anyway, so this is a double laminated croissant. So you have lamination on the side and you have lamination on the top. And that's achieved by the combination of two separate dough units at the very end and then rolled out. So it makes, all I'm trying to say is it's extremely crunchy. And then the insert in the middle is a vanilla pastry cream. It's a vanilla custard. It's the same custard as we use in the flan. So it's almost like a very thin layer of baked flan with chocolate chips inside of the pastry. So for me, this is kind of the best of all worlds for French pastry. You have the crunchy laminated pastry, you have something creamy, a little bit of chocolate. It's everything that you want in a small little breakfast pastry, and it goes really good with, a black coffee, something acidic. Yeah.
There you go. Well, let's go ahead and give a taste test, guys. We have to try this. I mean, look at that. Come on, guys. This is beautiful. This takes a while to make, right? How long does it take you to make? Let's see.
This is a 2-day croissant. So if you count yesterday, we're many hours, chef, a lot of hours.
Well, sorry, I don't mean to talk with my mouth full, but talk to me about the process,
Okay, so we start with the dough, of course. We mix the dough, we bulk proof the dough, we cool the dough down, we sheet it out, we store it overnight, and then in the morning, these croissants for the pain suisse actually this is a 3-day croissant for this particular item because it requires a little bit more fermentation, and you also need to be working with the already cooled and ready to go dough. So on our second day, we are laminating this into two separate, it's called a pâton. A pâton is a unit of dough laminated with butter. So it's hard to explain, but basically we laminate it in the same style you would a croissant, but in two separate ways. One is prepared to be the base, one is prepared to create the lines on top. They're cut and combined to make one dough unit, which is then sheeted out, and you put the cream inside and you proof it and bake it.
Well, there you go, guys. I mean, this is incredible. And we are limiting the pastries right now a little bit to four pastries per person, right?
Correct, yeah. So for most of Sablé's existence, we were doing 2 pastries per person. But we found that not only is it a little too hot, I think, for people to wait that long for 2 pastries, but also we want to make sure that it's worth it. If people are waiting for 2 hours, that they can leave with a decent amount of food if they're waiting for their friends or family. So we do realize that that does make it more difficult. If you show up later, there's less of a chance you're going to get food. But at the same time, we just want to make sure that everyone's staying safe and healthy, and that if you are willing to come and wait over an hour in our line, that you're going to have the opportunity to pick what you want and bring something to your friends.
Well, hey, there you go. I'm hearing one of our anchors has a question. What is it? Go ahead.
Yeah, well, I mean, Tori, I want you to ask him, one, I'm curious what his favorite thing that he makes is to eat, but also, I mean, just growing up in Gilbert, did he ever expect to come back, open this place, and have lines out the door?
Oh, okay. So what is your favorite pastry that you personally like to eat? And did you ever expect lines like this? I mean, you're from here, right? This might be the busiest pastry shop in all of Arizona at this point. So favorite pastry, and did you expect this to blow up like this?
I'd say my favorite pastry is a pain au chocolat.
Yeah.
Because it is by far, I've been a pastry chef for a long time. The pain au chocolat is one of the most difficult things to make perfectly. And I've been making it for years and years, and we're still tweaking it and changing things about it. But also, it's you know, a stick of dark chocolate in a laminated croissant, and it has that nice, beautiful ball shape. And I think for me, it's a perfect French pastry. And then what was this, the lines?
Yeah, the second question, I mean, did you ever think you would go viral? I mean, you've got so many followers on Instagram, TikTok, the lines are around the corner. Did you ever think this would turn into this?
To be honest, I think the lines are surprising, but at the same time, I've only worked at places that had lines, so it's not like a new thing for me in my career. I'd say the virality and the social media is really surprising. A lot of people seem to be very interested in the bakery, interested in me personally, like a lot of weird stuff on social media.
Hey, but you know what? People are going to keep showing up, trying the pastries, coming to meet you. Anything you want to say to people waiting in line?
I would say please be patient and know, here's something actual. We are doing 1 transaction per minute. So we are going literally as fast as humanly possible. We have the food already ready before someone swipes their card. The only reason people are waiting for 2 hours is because when they get to the window, it's the ordering speed of the person. It's not us. So even if you're waiting 2 hours, it's simply because the number of people in line. So I would say please be patient. We have increased our volume significantly so that everyone gets to try a little bit of everything if they'll have the opportunity to, as late as possible in the day. But I'd say come a little early if you can. Pro advice, come at 7:30. You'll only wait 30 minutes. You'll have your pick of the litter. You'll have a minimal wait. That's the best bet, I think.
Well, see, there you go. Thank you so much for joining us. He's been very busy. He got here at 1 a.m. We're going to let him go. Thank you so much for being here. We appreciate you. Do you guys want me to bring you anything in studio? What do you think?
Well,
you guys want anything?
You only
we're sold out.
So.
Just kidding.
Well, we hope
They're not
so.
sold out yet. I'm kidding.
Good. Well, we're excited for them. I know. You heard everyone in line panic. What? Sold out? Tori, you had a good assignment today. Thank you so much.
With a final check of your forecast, I'm meteorologist Chris Dunn, and your weather headlines include 110-degree heat for the valley again today. Most areas will be just shy of that mark, but it is going to be the hottest spot in the land. Mountain thunderstorms once again in the high country. The heat backs off late week. We're talking about highs closer to normal, around 105, 106. We'll be up to 110, but we'll have to wait for it 3 or 4 o'clock in the afternoon. That's when that is going to happen. And your valley high temperatures pretty close to 110 all across the valley today. Here's the valley 7-day forecast. Back down to 106 Thursday, Friday, and Saturday.
Thank you for joining us this Sunday morning, and remember to start your week and every morning with Today in AZ, starting at 4:26 and then streaming until 9 on the 12 News streaming app.
Your mornings don't stop. And now neither do we. Welcome to Today in AZ. 12 News Today in AZ keeps going.
Expanding to 9 a.m. on the 12 Plus streaming app.
More live weather. More live traffic updates.
More breaking news. Live from 4:26 a.m. to 9.
12 News Today in AZ, now streaming until 9 a.m. on 12 Plus.
Download on your TV and watch for free.